Dylan.
Okay. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody for the general meeting. We're just going to repeat a few main points that we said in the executive meeting and just go down the list and keep things simple. First of all, the faculty meeting, it went, hey, how's it going? All right. Oh, by the way, I'm at work at the TRC, so if you see me like start talking to somebody, that's just going to be normal. Yeah, the faculty meeting was really good. Dr. O'Connor brought up a good point that we should prepare for another LISSA town hall. We'll talk more about that in a second. The NCLA was really great. Morgan and I and Casey, we were all there at the bagging project, and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to be in the faculty student welfare committee next week to talk about what we're going to do in spring. So if you have any suggestions for what we can do with LISSA in the spring, let me know. And I guess I'll just move on to Morgan.
So that actually jogs my memory. The main initiative kind of thing that we've been talking about, that might be something good to bring up to them because we can get their faculty support for ways, maybe ideas that they have, although not like we have to go with any of their ideas, but we can, they might know about something that we just don't have access to for whatever reason. Get us some ideas and maybe bring up the potluck to see after we talk to Dr. O'Connor, of course,
Okay, yeah.
about that possibility.
Okay. All right. I'll bring that up with him. The potluck and then the 2020 vision. Yeah.
Yeah, the 2020 vision.
Okay.
That's what we're calling it. So basically, we brainstormed some ideas for the main initiative for spring, volunteering, donations, study days, and advocacy by meeting up at our various libraries and then seeing all the great things that they're doing. Oh, Michelle brought up a really great idea. The potluck would be a good kickoff for the 2020 vision idea. Um, we will send an email to first figure out some days and times for the LISSA town hall, and then we can kind of figure out what Dr. O'Connor thinks about possibly combining them or whatever for that. If anybody has any ideas, you think of something between now and the next meeting, feel free to email me. Mm-hmm. I also. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're at 14 full-time, 1.5. We're the largest.
In the state?
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, we talked about redesigning the option. You're just based on solving.
I agree with Michelle. Morgan, could you repeat to the mic what y'all are speaking about?
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna take. No.
That's good. That's good that y'all are having a discussion.
Yes. Okay. So let's see here. They had the largest alumni lunch in history. Is that right? Oh, that's very exciting. We were mentioned by the provost and the chancellor, generating over 100,000 a year in funding. We have 367 students the largest master program, a little more than double the size of any other program. Who else suggested that was the country, or that was what was suggested to her? So that's exciting. And then let's see here, 14 full-time faculty and 1.5. And maybe someone else. Yeah, I wonder who it is. Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay. So, redesigning the capstone is going to be something that will impact students matriculating later in the spring. Spring 2020 onwards, the capstone may very well look like a problem that people are solving in a particular library, like a project, versus like a document. Oh no, it's fall 2019.
Yeah, we talked about that at the faculty meeting too, but yeah, it'll start in the fall.
Okay, good. Good to
So
know.
everyone here will be fine. So
Yeah, but you're gonna have a choice.
choose to okay, yeah, you could choose to do a different capstone. You have two options.
Increase of technology course enrollment. And then there's 26 sections of LIS 200. Did you want to add anything about that? No? Okay. So basically, this is just an overview of what the program is doing. Starting the fall of 2020, the full BISI or BSIS program will start. They're going to launch a master's education concentration in information technology. Dr. Chow will be taking the lead on that. They think, and then the Cora Paul, what's her last name? Omar luncheon alumni thing event is happening March 27th and 28th of 2020. And the speaker will be Wanda Brown. Okay, Wanda Brown, ALA president and librarian at Winston-Salem State University. Oh yeah, I don't know if that might not yet have been announced. So just kind of, hush hush on that. And is there anything else? Is there anything else major? I don't see anything else. Okay, there wasn't that too much else that was super specific or important for right now. But if that's something that you want to know more about the faculty meeting, be sure to talk to Noelle. You can just email her. They'll make more announcements later about kinds of stuff. Okay, I think that's it for Noelle.
Oh, and then I have like 3 places. There for archives.
Oh, okay. So there also might be some more hiring kinds of things. There might be a new faculty member again. Might not be something that we really need to like dig too much into at this point. If they want us to know more information, they'll communicate that information to us. So we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. I think that's it for us on this side.
Okay, thank y'all. I transferred my treasurer stuff to Casey, so it's ongoing, I guess. So that's everybody over there. So I guess I'll move on to Michelle, right?
I was also at NCLA, and I agree with everyone. It was awesome. I participated in the Forsyth Backpack program, and there we went in, and there were tons and tons and tons of food and backpacks, and I volunteered for approximately an hour and a half, and we had nearly stuffed all the backpacks. We were like working like mad. So that was awesome to be a part of that. We also had a LISSA meetup there for lunch, and it was good to see Morgan and Karen and Sarah were there, as well as some other students in the program. One thing I wanted to mention is we were talking about different kinds of libraries, and the Special Library Association is a good organization to be a part of. That is for people who are interested, like working in a non-traditional library, or for people who are interested in academic libraries. And the reason I bring it up is because their national meeting is going to be in Charlotte in 2020. So you may want to take a look at that and see if that might be an organization that would be good to be a part of based on your interests. Let's see. Let's just review our social media. Right now we have 357 Twitter followers. We have 490 Facebook followers and 223 Instagram followers. And I was wondering, would it be okay if I just take you guys to the website for a few minutes and show you some of the things going on the LISSA website?
I'm fine with that. That'd be very cool.
Okay.
Like screen share or something.
Yeah, so let me see if I can take the ball from Morgan. Okay. So can you guys see the LISSA website now?
We can see your website.
The list, just maybe I'm sharing the wrong thing. Hold on a second.
Sharing the WebEx.
Okay, so share. Let's see. Can you see it now? Okay, good. Okay, so this is our LISSA resource website, and we have, like, if you scroll down, it shows like all the different things that we have going on. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities with the North Park Library every week. So all that information is there. You can just click on the link for that. We have a recommendation form. If you have anything you want to recommend for us to add to the website, you can put that information there. We have a page about our LISSA meetings. So this is, my computer's kind of silly on me. Hold on a second. Okay. So this is just our general meetings for fall. We post every time we have a meeting. You can find it here on this tab. It's having a hard time loading, but we post the minutes and the actual YouTube. So that's what's included in the LISSA meetings tab. We have an advocacy tab that Morgan manages, and she has information about how we can advocate for libraries here. You can scroll down. She's got a lot of information, some videos and links for you to follow. I have been working on a diversity. We already had the diversity, but I've been featuring a monthly diversity topic. And so you can see October is LGBT History Month. So we're celebrating that now. I've aggregated some resources that may be useful to people who are interested in LGBT history. If you scroll down further, you can see September we did Hispanic Heritage Month. And we also have some general resources about different diversity topics, as well as book list and different speakers that we have had in the past. So that's our diversity tab. And then we have CritLib resources. So for those of you who aren't familiar with critical librarianship, it is just a movement to make sure that librarians understand the social justice principles that affect the people that we work with. And each month I am finding some CritLib resources to share that may be helpful to those, to everyone who is a librarian, no matter what type of librarianship you do. Understanding CritLib is pretty important for everyone. And then in the More tab, these are just things that didn't fit on the main menu. We have resources depending on what courses you're taking. Like, for example, how do you do citations? There's a few tutorials that are worth your time. And we have a section for current topics, including collection management, reference, information literacy. So some of the things that Sarah had mentioned are here, but I agree with her that we could definitely extend those more to help, like, specifically the different types of librarians. And then we have some professional development resources, and that includes some webinars that may be worth watching. The TNT, which is the tech people in NCLA, have created a resource list that they shared with us that I've included here. So you just click on here and you can find different people who have specific tech skills across our state. There's also some general information about a resume panel that we had here at UNCG and how to find a job. And then if you click down, there's a really great, very inclusive resource network list that is all types of librarians that are all across the country that are willing to help out if you want to make a connection with them. We've got like their email addresses and everything. So it's a really great resource if you are working on a specific project or if you are looking for a job. And then the last tab we have is financial support. And this just tells about different types of funding that you can get for projects that you may want to do, or maybe for specific education needs. So I just wanted to go through all that quickly, just so you know what we have. I certainly believe that there are things that we can add. And if there are any members who would be interested in either taking over a page or updating a page or creating a page to make sure that we are including all the different resources that students in the program may need, if you shoot me an email, I would be happy to get you started on getting that set up. So just wanted to go through that. Are there any questions about that? Let me click back to my other window here. That's not where I need to go. I've lost you guys.
Noelle would be interested in possibly taking over one of the pages.
Okay.
Did you have a preference right now? Do you know yet? I'm not sure yet which one, but she is interested. Oh, okay. So whichever one would help. So if you have one that you're just like, oh, I really want to fix it, but I haven't had really a lot of time to do that, that would be one that she'd be willing to do, or something along those lines.
Okay. The other thing I was going to bring up, and I'm having a hard time getting back, so please forgive me. If you guys could just take the ball, Morgan, could you take the ball away from me while I figure out where my screen went? That might help me here. There we go. Okay. The other thing I was going to mention is I am planning on covering Indigenous Peoples Month in November. But if anyone has any ideas for diversity topics the rest of the year, you can either throw it in the chat here now or send me an email. I'm going to type my email in so you guys can find me. I would love to have ideas, land acknowledgement. Do you want that to be associated with Indigenous Peoples Day, together because they are definitely related, or is that like something different, you think, Erica? Okay, yeah, okay, we can definitely look into that. Yeah, because I agree. I mean, libraries are all built on Indigenous land, so it's something we should definitely be acknowledging. Okay. So as far as CritLib goes, I did want to mention, I spoke with Dr. Velez about CritLib when I was at NCLA, and she was, I would say, disappointed that we have not continued to have the discussion portion of CritLib. I am sharing CritLib resources on the website, but of course those don't reach everyone. And the big thing about CritLib is we need to have conversations. So that was one thing she suggested, is she very strongly felt that as librarians, we should be talking about these issues. So I just wanted to throw that back out there. If anyone has an idea, she suggested that we should have like a monthly speaker and just an opportunity for people to talk about, uncomfortable topics in a safe place. So I don't know if that's something we want to talk about now, or if we just need to.
I definitely think it's really important. I put it on the possible for a 2020 list.
Okay.
But right now, I literally don't have any time to do that. That's the whole reason it's sort of on the back burner.
Right.
I definitely want to have these conversations, and I do think it's super important. But I think right now we are pulled in so many different directions and spread so thin that makes sense. Like, it's difficult to balance classes and then attend something on Saturday. I agree, Erica. What we could do, and I'm happy to do this into 2020, is I'll drop the advocacy thing, and we don't have to worry about volunteering or donations, or we can combine that with CritLib. But does that make sense? Taking like CritLib and having a conversation about it a month, and then the donations could focus on a program or organization that's related to that CritLib.
Yeah, and I do understand it is difficult to do this maybe on a monthly basis. Maybe at least if we had, one or two per semester. If once a month is just too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that we can definitely talk about. Do you want to raise that on that with me, Michelle, on that topic?
Sure, I would love to.
We can figure out what's the next best step.
Okay, that sounds great. And then let me see what else I have on my list here. Okay, so our next meeting, I'm going to just go ahead and say, is November the 18th. So let's go ahead and make sure everyone has that on our calendars. And I'll go ahead and bring this up because I think we're moving on to our first years in GSA soon. We probably need to start having, we had the meetup in Winston-Salem this past week. We should probably start thinking about other places to have meetups. And I know Amanda has mentioned she would be happy to do a meetup like in the Cary, Raleigh area sometime soon. She was wondering if we could do something associated with the fair, but the fair is going on right now, so that might be short notice. I'm not sure how available people would be in the area. But maybe we need to do like a poll to figure out like where people are and where people would want to meet up. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my mic off, and maybe we can just let the first years that out. I'm happy to support, with whatever we need to do to get the information out to everyone, but I'll let you guys take the lead on that and decide what you'd like to do.
What would be a really good idea? I was just thinking this morning that I don't even know necessarily where everyone is located in the program. So I'm in Greensboro, so I wouldn't mind helping people get the organizer, like communicating with you about getting the information out to everyone. I think we do need to figure out like who would even want to attend a meetup.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Hey, Dylan, so you did meetups last year, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what areas did you do meetups last year that seemed to have good attendance? That might be a place to start too.
Uh, Good attendance. I mean, the best attendance we had was in Charlotte. We had our diversity resident librarian. She came. We had two people in the area that had attended. But other than that, it's been like at least two, including myself, for most of the very far meetups. So a poll would be great to, save money on gas if no one can make it. Plus, we can always have it online for distance learners to still jump in.
That's true. So if, say, the first year reps, if they didn't want to, for example, travel all the way to the mountains, so that
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
be a bad idea because that would be beautiful. Um, they could at least hold the meetup, right?
they could still attend online.
Okay. So do you want me to send out a poll and just kind of collect information about where we all live, or is that information that we already have available to us from somewhere? Or
I think it wouldn't hurt to just collect data that way. The people who are interested in participating, we would already have yeah, yeah, Erica, where we live and yeah, how far we'd be willing to travel. Because I was willing to travel far, but not if the attendance is really low.
right, that makes sense. Okay, so I will do that. I will get together a poll and send that out sometime this week. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you,
Okay, sure.
Karen. That's a good idea. I guess that leaves Sarah, right, with GSA. How is so far?
Hello. So for the GSA meetings, for this, it was October 1st. There was a presentation from the Green Fund Office of Sustainability, just talking about how well we're doing. We've made a lot of progress through their office. There was also the news about the Green Fund. If you want to submit a proposal, the deadline is November 1st. So think about that. um, as far as presidential reports, we learned that we have helped improve the student enrollment. We actually are 44% of the student population as far as enrollment. There's also, as far as events, the Monster Mash meetup that is happening. I have it here. The monster meetup is happening soon. Sorry. It is happening the 31st. So if you go on anywhere that is UNC GSA, you'll have more information about that. There's also talk about having professional headshots done for graduate students, which is a great resource for whatever you would want to send it to someone as far as enrollment or things like that. That would be a great opportunity. There were some questions about funding for different projects that have been waitlisted. And J.R. Moeller said to send all of your questions to her. Her information is on the UNCGSA website page. And there was also concerns about graduate students facing financial hardships. And while there are some funding resources, they are limited. So there might be possibly a forum to talk more about that. Yeah. So that was all that was really brought up during the meeting.
All right, thank you, Sarah. I think everybody's spoken. So I know there's a GSA meeting next month, and then Noel's got the faculty meeting. Let me know if you need me to go instead, Noel. Um, we have our own LISSA meeting coming up. I think it said November 18, I think. Right, Michelle? 18. Does anyone else have any thing to add?
I just put the link to the GSA website in the chat, just in case anyone wants to check out some of the things that Sarah Esther was telling us about.
Okay. I guess that concludes our meeting this month. Thank you, everybody. There were a lot of good ideas. Michelle. Everybody has a good week, and thank
Okay, yeah, great.
you, Erica. Yeah, it was nice to meet everyone in the NCLA, and
It was great. Had a good time. I met Erica.
everybody have a good week.